Hello, it's Shanna. I am sharing a video today where I go through, I think three of my sketchbooks, and they are all Moleskine sketchbooks, this like 5 by 8 size. And oh my gosh, I'm like knocking my camera. Anyway, so these sketchbooks have been immensely helpful to me in developing my style because I didn't have any rules. I just went for it. I did crazy things. Most of what's in them is not particularly beautiful or like a finished artwork. There's more so like things that I've pulled from the experience of doing these sketchbooks where I learned so much about what I like, what I don't like, and yes, there are some more like finished kind of paintings in them, but that's not really the point of those types of sketchbooks or really any sketchbook for me. I mean, yeah, wouldn't it be great if every sketchbook was like one page, every page after another of absolutely gorgeous artwork, but I don't think that that's actually a realistic goal because if every artwork is perfect, then you aren't taking risks, you aren't experimenting, you aren't trying new things to see what you like and what you don't like. So that's the reason I'm sharing this, just to show the process that I've gone through over the last couple years in these sketchbooks. So I hope you enjoy it. I love looking back through these, even the pages that are kind of like ugly. I enjoy looking at and realizing like how far I've come and how much I've learned. So I would like to just share this with you to encourage you to start a sketchbook that has no rules. The goal is not for it to be perfect. The goal is for it to be imperfect, very imperfect. And it's more about the process than the end result. Although, regardless of the end result, it's so satisfying to have a whole book full of things that you've created. You know, it's just fun. So thanks for watching and enjoy the video. Here are just a few of my sketchbooks. And so the Moleskine Art sketchbook is what these all are. And these two are full, bursting at the seams, full of craziness. So I don't necessarily intend to go give you like the full sketchbook tour, but I just want to talk about this because it's so huge. So last night I was like, man, why am I having such a hard time right now getting into my creativity and like not feeling so I'm feeling too attached to the outcome and too precious about it. And I've explained probably in the last couple videos that I haven't really painted over the past few months, so I'm trying to get back into a rhythm with it. And last night I was like, oh my gosh, get out your Moleskine, you nerd. So I did that last night and I just sketched a little bit of floral stuff. And also another big component of these sketchbooks for me is writing. And it's not normal writing. I call it my crazy art writing, so you cannot read a word of that. And neither can I. It's lost forever, okay? There's no way to go back and read this. I have done this so much, and often I'll do it, and then I'll do art on top of it. So I write my crazy writing, and the writing itself is meaningful. I'm actually journaling, but I'm not... I'm writing illegibly. So for some reason that works for me. I have been doing this for, gosh, I don't know if I did it in this. Oh yeah, I did it in this really old journal too. I didn't put any dates in this one, but see, here's some writing with craziness on top. This is probably, gosh, is this like 2 years old? It might be. 1/16/22. Oh yeah, it's more. Well, okay, this book I started drawing in, and then I quickly stopped drawing, and I actually let this book sit for a long time, and then I came back to it, and started like doing more abstract stuff. Now this is truly mostly like a hideous hideous journal. Like there's nothing in here that's like amazing. There's stuff I like, but this, and all the pages are sticking together. But this journal means so much to me because I let myself be free in here. I did not hold anything back, as you can see. I just went for it. And this journal that I started back in 2022 is probably the single-handedly biggest thing that led me to develop my own style, because I didn't have any care in the world how this turned out. And if I didn't, if I was really unhappy with a page, I would just paint over it again. And this is, and here's the thing, I haven't been doing this lately, and I'm getting back into it because it's so freeing. I mean, these journals are what, like $20? I don't know. This is, I think, a 5x8, and it's the art paper. So this paper is not, excuse me, great for watercolor. You can do watercolor on it. I don't really, but I like to throw acrylic paint around. Even that is kind of satisfying, like that stickiness. Some pages I have like little clear sheets in between, but like, what is that? It's just a disaster on a page, but that's like therapeutic, okay? So yes, there's that one. This is my newest one that I haven't really been working in, but I'm getting back to it. Yeah, I did this, what's today's date? This was 8/12. I did that yesterday. And my neocolors were sitting here in front of me, and I thought, let me just like sketch something. And so I did one of my fabulous bees and some flowers, and it's like, it just felt good. It just felt freeing. And then I sat and wrote some stuff. Anything else in here is from probably a few months ago. So again, this is just like a random page of weird stuff these are not artworks, right? I mean, not in the sense that we usually think about art. These are just random sketches. And I did one of my scribbled chickens and a daffodil here. I think in this book, almost like every other page is a page of writing, and I don't know, I might go back and do something on top of them, but I kind of like those mixed in. And also, I've learned from my original one how much acrylic paint sticks to the next page, and so by doing like a page of writing and then a page of whatever, I can kind of avoid that, even though I'm not completely trying to avoid it. I was just testing out all my little pink Prismacolors and luminance pencils there. This was actually inspired by an artist, what's his name? Stan Miller. He had a watercolor painting up on his Instagram and he's an amazing artist. Whew, my God. I actually got to watch him paint in person at this Watercolor Society of Arizona meeting earlier this year, and it was like that. He is a true master. It's pretty incredible. But anyway, I just used his painting as inspiration, and I didn't do his was with watercolor. Mine is with basically neocolors. And I just sort of like, was inspired by what he did. Here's more stuff. Like, it's just random. I just wrote down my journaling, and then I did more stuff on top of it. It's all over the place. But it's so fun to go back and look at pages like this. They're so interesting. This is why I need to do more of it. Here is a page I'll probably go back to and do something on top of because, well, it's just writing. Some abstract, acrylic, mixed media stuff. Pencil, swatching, more acrylics. The other thing I found is that I've just embraced using tracing paper in between pages because this Neo color will transfer over to the other page, and I've tried every possible thing to avoid that. I've tried every sealant, every like spray sealant. I've tried the Spectrafix. I've tried gessoing on top of it. I mean, there's drawbacks with every single method of sealing things in a book. Believe me when I tell you that there is. The only options I can really see are only working on one side of the spread, leaving the other side blank, and letting that page just take whatever it, whatever transfers from the other side, or not caring at all and just letting things transfer. But for me, I'd rather keep my pages a little clean so that they don't get, I don't know, I want to go back and look at it and not feel like, oh, it's just, I don't want to see this purple over here. It's just, that bothers me. So tracing paper just cut to the size of your book is the best way, in my opinion. I don't love it because I don't like having to take those sheets out. Like, see how the purple has transferred over onto the tracing paper? But it's fine. It's just sitting there on the tracing paper. But it is kind of annoying to like take them out when you're looking through the book, and it's harder to just like flip through the book. Like, I would love to be able to just flip it through like a book. But oh my gosh, there's just no perfect way, right? This is the second one I did. This is the one after I finished this one I worked through, and I haven't even looked at this in so long, so I have no idea actually what is in here, but I would say this is probably, I started this in early 2023 is my guess. And I was taping off the edges like in the beginning of this book, and I think I stopped doing that. Yeah, I did. Because it's not that kind of book. It's not meant to be like so perfect. I'll just flip through this one. There's some cool stuff in here. So you can see my writing again peeking through. Again, these are not meant to be finished artworks. This is play. Play, play, play. And even I have to remind myself to play. And also, the other thing about developing your style and doing something like this is when you play, you figure out what you like. You do things that come to your brain, and either they work or they don't. Like, this is a super simple page. There's basically maybe 1 or 2 layers of paint. I love this page. I think it's just so cool looking because I was just crazy. I was just like slapping paint around and scribbling and whatever, and it's just, I like it. I just like it. So you learn to develop your style by playing. That's, in my opinion, that is the only way to develop your style. If you want to really have your own signature style, you can't keep being inspired by other people. You can't keep copying other people. You can do that to develop skills, but if you want your style, it comes from play. I don't see any way around it. This is play. Look at this. Look at these lines. I mean, one of the things I love to do in my art is like, I want to move fast. I want to like scribble. Scribbling feels good to me. That's just me. And you can experiment. Like, I put pencil on top of this. I don't really like doing that, it turns out. So I don't really do it anymore, but I had to practice that to figure that out. I think a lot of art, there's like a lot of mixed media artists that like to do like circles and things and dots. And I experimented with that, and it did not resonate with me so much, but I played with it for a while, and like, I do like how my circles are sort of wonky and loose. I do like that, but anyway. Just go into each page thinking, let me just make this ridiculous looking and ugly even. Like, what is this? This is ridiculous. But it's actually kind of cool. When I go back and look at it, I'm like, oh, that was cool. Here I got into a little more
floral type stuff. I don't even know what's in this book, actually. I totally forget. But I like these pages because I like how you can see the writing, and then I did like my light acrylic wash, and then I drew stuff on top of it. Okay, here's a good example. Like, I tried this. I do not like this. I do not like these thick lines. I don't like the control of it. These like leafy type things I think are cool because they're loose and light and free. This is not my style. This is not for me. I'm sure I was inspired by an artist online to try that, and I just was like, no, no way. So I was exploring that in these pages. I was figuring out, like, what do I like to do? Tight leaf type things or loose leaf things? Ultimately, everything I've tried has led me to a more loose approach to my art. And I mean, in here, I sometimes borrowed ideas from other artists and played with them, and, you know, just had to figure out what I liked and what I didn't like. These two pages are pretty cool. I like the color, I like the drawing, I like the words. Oh gosh, I think this, I was actually being inspired by Eva Kalian on Instagram. I believe that's what this was. That's kind of cute. I mean, if you look at the way I draw now, it's much looser than this. Like, if you look at this page I did last night, and I wasn't even looking at a reference. I just did that because I've just done it so much that it comes more naturally now. But see, this is a lot tighter. But in order to get to that loose style that I have, I had to do everything in between. I have to watch the time because I have to get to my class at the gym soon. Uh-oh. Oh, you know what? I got so mad at these two pages here that I glued them together because there was absolutely like no salvaging it. I don't even know what, yeah, it was bad. You have to believe me. It was really bad. Here I started drawing more loosely and love that. I don't know that this is where I started with my bees, but it's certainly probably very early on in my bee painting career. So there's a bird under there. More loose flowers and some things I wrote down from a Robert Burridge video. I love him. He's awesome. 6 Habits of Creative Painters. They want to do new creative work. They have confidence, humility, don't know it all, open-minded, try it, energy, get going, action, do it now, be excited, curious, enthusiastic, and explore. I should write those down and put them up on my wall because it's so true. So here I was doing oil pastels over top of acrylics, and I love doing this. The problem, and how this painting got ruined, is that when I sealed it, it's still stuck to itself when I closed it up and opened it back up. So like all of this kind of like got ruined, but it's okay. I mean, I think this is really gorgeous, and I love the colors. Oh my gosh, the colors are super fab. But then that's when I think I started using the tissue paper because I was like, okay, I can't keep ruining these paintings. And then I also figured out I'm not using oil pastels in sketchbooks anymore because it's way too, it just gets ruined. Yeah. I guess with the tissue paper I could go back and try it, but it still transfers and gets all messy. So that, I don't know what this page is, but we'll just move on. See, I sealed this multiple times with like a you know, those sealers you have to take outside because they're so gross. And look, it's still, yeah, oil pastels and sketchbooks, not good. So it's just pulling off so much of the art. But I really like these pages. It kind of bums me out that I guess you could do it on the one side and use tissue. I don't know. I mean, honestly, I don't really know if there's a good answer for oil pastels and sketchbooks. Unless you really just don't care if it gets really messed up, which if I do something that I really like, I really don't want it to get destroyed. So some of these are very unfinished, but still, oh, that was fun. I just grabbed some markers and did that, and I think I got it wet because they were water-soluble markers, and that's how it turned out. This is like a failed page that I went over with black and then I etched into it and just did some loose flowers, so it's kind of fun. Oh boy. Yeah, this happened. There's nothing really to say. It was fun. It makes me laugh. Sketching some floral designs, playing. Oh, now this is pretty cool. I like this one. Wow. Yeah, that's a special page. Here's another one, is similar, but I didn't like the underpainting as much. Now, here's another one that I absolutely adore. Oh man. Yikes, that is making me want to get out the oil pastels. Look at this. I mean, honestly, to me, this is just perfection. There's so much going on. There's beautiful blending of, oh my gosh, and the middle of the flowers, like, look at that. This, to me, is very exciting. I love this page so much. I totally forgot about this. And then around the time I was doing these, I did one on loose paper and I framed it. I have it actually sitting on my art desk, but I also really love this one. But personally, I mean, the colors, my goodness, the colors, I just can't. I wish I could frame that because that is just epic. And also, doing these books and coming back to them and looking through them gets you so inspired. Like, I'm going to do this later. I have to leave soon, but I'm going to come home and do a video and try to do like something like this. I mean, I could never recreate that, right? That's wild and crazy, and like there's layers underneath of it. It's just, oh, wow. Okay, there's a kind of fun page. Messy and crazy. Another, for sure, was a failure that I just painted over with black and again etched into. And I did that so quickly, that etching, I just, you know, did it fast. Things do not have to be super complicated. Now here I was like probably using a reference image and painting like a floral bouquet, but to me I don't like this as much because it's not as loose. It's more like controlled and tight, but still cool. I like everything in this book because it's just fun to go back and look at it. Oh, I have parchment paper. I guess that, I don't know if that would be better than tracing paper, if it would be less likely to stick. I might have to experiment with that. I like this page. It's cool. Some abstract craziness. Some more abstract craziness. I have a affinity for this sort of diagonal flower, fields of flowers composition. I've done this quite a bit with watercolor, and I like it. Now that's just pretty. I wouldn't say that's a finished work of art, but I like the texture, which I have no idea how I achieved that, but it's just cool looking. Last page, a little abstract, and then I did some swatching of, what are those? Derwent drawing colored pencils. They're really pretty. Okay, so that's that book, and I showed you the one I'm working in now, and then real quick, I'm just gonna go through this really quick, and if there's something I want to talk about, I will talk about it. I'm going backwards. I don't know why, but I am. Like, most of this is just truly, like I said, hot mess, experimentation. It's all sticking together. I kind of like these colors. I was doing collage back then, and I've since kind of gotten away from it. It just doesn't, it's not me. So I like this page. I don't know why, but I've always liked this page. It's kind of like magical and like fantasy to me. But yeah, collage, it's just not my favorite thing to do. So it can be fun, but personally, I just don't like the way it turns out in my art. I don't like the way it looks. So, all these pages, I did my writing. Oh, I can actually read some of that. I wasn't getting super sloppy yet with the writing. And I usually write like with a different color or a different type of pen. Gel pens are really fun. I like how this writing is, I got water on it and it just like activated the ink and it's sort of like blurry. Almost looks like it's underwater. That's kind of a cool page. Can you see how this is all just such playing? Just like wild and free. I'm sure I was thinking like about composition and stuff, but I don't think I was really there yet with it. At the time, I didn't really know how to do it. And I'm not saying that I'm an expert by any means, but it was still just, in order to learn composition, you again have to play, you have to do things and figure out what works and what doesn't work. Like these dots are not for me. I don't like that in my art, but I had to do it to figure that out. Even like feeling these books is fun because these pages are so thick and like it's just, I can't explain it. It's awesome. I love this and I have to do this more and share it with you. I was drawing some birdhouses under there and I guess I painted over them. I don't know why, but so crazy. This is all so crazy. And the other thing that you discover while doing this is like color palettes that you like. Like, I don't even know what this is, but I like the color palette. I used to do some more drawing, but I don't really anymore. I just don't enjoy it, I guess. It's not really my favorite thing to do, unless it's like super loose. Uh-oh, here we got a major stick problem. I kind of like this page. It's just funny and funky. Same with this page. Yeah, it's getting damaged. I should put a, where's my little, I had a stack of tracing papers in this book. Here they are. I'm gonna put one in here just so it doesn't completely ruin this. It's already like half coming off, but, and yeah. Not only can you find color palettes you do like, but you will find color palettes you don't like, and that is also good for learning. This was some crazy drawing. I remember struggling so much with this and thinking it was so terrible, and now I look at it and I'm like, he's kind of cute. But yeah, this is like from 2 years ago. This is really old stuff. I think I looked up like funky bird houses online and drew some of them. Like there's a good example of a drawing that's pretty cool. It looks like a flower. It's very like three-dimensional, but you know how long that took and how tight I was doing that? I just don't enjoy that at all. So, yeah. All right, that concludes my, oh, there's my phone number. Hope you didn't see it, but I guess if you did, you can send me a text. Oops. Yeah. Thanks for watching. Get yourself a non-fancy sketchbook. I recommend the Moleskine. The paper handles a lot of abuse. So, and just start doing crazy stuff in them today. Bye.